Welcome to NuttieBuddie Sports. Previewing the Miami Dolphins.
Woo-hoo. Okay, last year the Miami Dolphins finished 9-8. They finished third in the division and missed the playoffs. Okay, Avery, I know what it's going to be. It's probably the same exact question I have, but what is the big question for the Miami Dolphins?
I don't know if it'll be the same. My question's about all about Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
Can this trade that they made for Tyreek Hill, will it be enough to get him over the hump?
is that really your question?
Yeah.
Okay. I like
that was one of the biggest moves this offseason.
For sure.
And they build around Tua. They add a weapon, arguably one of the better receivers in the NFL. Will that be enough to make Tua a viable quarterback?
Yeah.
And will it be enough for them to make the playoffs and be competitive in the postseason?
Okay. I like that angle. It's like, is he the last piece of the puzzle? My angle is, okay, Tua, you have no reason to fail now. Like, so the big question as a Dolphin fan is like, is Tua the guy? It's his third season. He's got this offensive-minded coach that is supposed to make quarterbacks better. They're going with a yak type of offense. And I have to, I'll wait till we get to additional questions. But I do have an additional question about that. But to me, he set up beautifully. A lot of quarterbacks would probably envy the situation that he has. So can Tua take the leap? Can he prove that he's a franchise quarterback? That's the big question I'm looking forward to being answered this year as a Miami Dolphin fan.
I think that's fair. I think the answer is no, but we'll find out.
I think you might be right, and that's my fear. So, yeah.
But you are right. I feel like they did set him up properly.
Yeah. Which is also nice because then right? Like it's not the offense, but rather the quarterback. Okay. Let's do our favorite move, draft and or free agency or offseason move, I should just say. So what was your favorite move that the Dolphins did, Avery, in the offseason?
I know the Tyreek Hill trade is really flashy and it's the big thing. But when you're trying to determine if the guy you drafted at quarterback is the guy, like we said with the Jets, you bring in offensive line help. So signing Terron Armstead, I think to me was my favorite move. You bolster the offensive line and you at least give Tua a better chance to survive in the pocket.
Yeah. No, totally agree. I also have Armstead as one of my favorite moves as well. Hill as well, but I also want to touch on offseason move. I really like the coach that got Mike McDaniels. I think doing an offense that is like works to Tua's strength, which is basically let's get the ball out quick. Let's throw as many accurate passes as possible. Let's get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Cedric Wilson and Mostert and Chase Edmonds. Let's get these guys in space and let's let them create yards after the catch. I really like that. So I agree with you as far as fixing the offensive lineman, adding Tyreek Hill is good, but the coach, Mike McDaniels, I think that's my favorite offseason move because it sounds like he's really building that offense to tailor to Tua.
Did he come from San Francisco?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what he does because he succeeded with Deebo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
And be able to use, three players I can think of between Mostert, Waddle, and Tyreek Hill. Those are all guys that have a similar skill set and speed.
Yeah.
Be able to use them in a fun offense.
Yeah. I think that's the very least I can look forward to that. There's going to be fun moments in the Dolphins offense this season. I think so.
There should be.
Yeah. With that speed on the field
at times.
What's that?
It should be explosive.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, exactly right. Okay. Least favorite offseason move for the Miami Dolphins, Avery?
This one is questionable at best. And I have a hard time explaining it, but I don't like the Teddy Bridgewater sign.
That's funny. That's mine too.
Oh, is it? Because if Tua is not your guy, Teddy Bridgewater is definitely not your guy.
Uh-huh.
he's an okay quarterback in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
But if you're looking to see if Tua is your franchise quarterback, then you don't want to go out and get a guy who also isn't a franchise quarterback. Like,
Mhm.
you'd rather just tank. If Tua is that terrible, you'd rather just be bad or wait until the next season and sign a big free agent name or trade for one. I just don't understand why you would sign him to a somewhat longer term deal.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. In fact, Eric, my brother and I, we did a stock up, stock down, stock hold on the AFC East. And that was one thing that we both kind of brought up is like the Teddy Bridgewater side. Like if you're benching Tua, you don't want Teddy Bridgewater to go in because he's competent enough where he's going to win you 6 games, but that's nowhere in the NFL, you know?
Right. And didn't they do that last year with Ryan Fitzpatrick, or was that 2 years ago?
So 2 years ago with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then they got that Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
So like two guys that also aren't super great. They'll go
Right.
in and they might win a game or two. But again, if Tua isn't the guy, just leave it at that. Like,
Yeah.
be bad for the second half of the year, get a better draft pick, maybe trade it to go get a guy who wants out, like a Russell Wilson did this year.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems smart to me, and signing Teddy Bridgewater doesn't.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. That was my least favorite move. Again, though, like out of all the moves, like if that's your worst move, it's not that bad of a move. But I do agree with you. I would have just went with whatever. I would have like go after a young quarterback, and then like if Tua fails, they drafted that Skylar Thomas. Did I tell you about that guy? I think that's his name. He's
No,
like
I didn't hear about him.
hilarious. His scouting report was so hilarious because he has injury problems, and I was looking at all the injuries, and they list all the injuries, and it was like arm, shoulders, knees. Like the only part that wasn't mentioned was the midsection. I was like, that would have been much easier, like just to save some like ink and just put only healthy part of the body is the midsection, you know. So it was kind of crazy. Anyway, I look forward to seeing his career progress as a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, maybe you'll get to see him in the preseason a lot.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's what will make this season for the Dolphins a success or failure?
It feels like to me this team is playoffs or bust, right?
Mhm.
They were so close last year. They went on a huge win streak. If they don't make the playoffs and they made all these moves in free agency and traded for Tyreek Hill and they gave up their assets, what was it for? Like,
Mm.
if Tua is not their guy, then they at least figured that out. But they need to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what and to that end, I think if Tua plays good, they can make the playoffs. If Tua plays bad, they're not going to make the playoffs. So that's, obviously the quarterback's the most important position in the NFL, but for this team, it's like it's going to determine their season to me. So Tua is going to be the reason this team succeeds or fails, in my opinion. But yeah, playoffs is what you need to get to at this point. And could you play one close game against the Buffalo Bills? That would be also great. I think that
Josh Allen owns the Dolphins. So.
Matt Barkley owns the Dolphins.
It's true.
Okay. Any additional questions for this team?
I want to ask you about Mike McDaniel and how long you think he's going to stay there. Do you think he's going to be the answer?
I like the reports that I've heard of him.
He seems like a player's coach. Players seem to like him.
Also, everybody from San Francisco called him a genius. Obviously, it's hard because the media is going to build it up. Certain organizations going to build up their guys, but they all seem to think that he's part of the reason why Kyle Shanahan had a lot of success in San Francisco, which I like. That he was really the reason they had such a prolific run game. Is they gave him all the credit for that, which I like to hear because the Dolphins need a run game. So it'll be interesting. I think he can be the answer. I just hope that his fate isn't tied with Tua, because if that's the case, then he's probably not going to be there when they switch quarterbacks. That would be my concern.
Do you think he's the next Sean McVay? I hate when people say that.
In what sense? Like, could he be a good offensive minded coach? Like, yeah, like, but I don't know.
Well,
Sean,
it's just a young coach who's offensive minded.
yeah, that's what it is.
They
So I
just
guess to answer your
automatically correlate that with being the next Sean McVay, a Super Bowl winning head coach who's primed to be one of the greatest coaches of all time if he keeps
yeah.
it for 20 plus years.
So is it possible that he could be the next Sean McVay? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. that's a big mountain to climb. That's a tall bar.
And it's a tough division too. I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
something else that's going to stress on him because Brian Flores, on the outside looking in as a non-Dolphins fan, seemed like a really good coach.
I liked him.
So it's kind of weird, but you're also in a really tough division where you've got the Bills, who seem like they're primed for success for another, I would say, 5 to 7 years, at least from you would hope.
How old is Josh Allen? Like
He's 26. He's as old as I am.
oh, he's 26. Okay, so yeah, like I would say at least what? Yeah, 7 to 10, as long as they
Sure.
have him at
And you got
quarterback.
Bill Belichick. Who knows how long he's going to coach, but they're always going to be good.
Yeah,
It's a tough division.
yeah,
It's tough to crack.
yeah. We can count the Jets and the Dolphins though to like linger at the bottom at times. So
You can always rely on the Jets.
that's right. That's right. Okay, so my 2 additional questions for you. I picked 2. Do you think that the Dolphins have the best skilled position players in this division?
No,
Okay. Okay. Who do you think has the best skilled position players?
I got to say the Bills,
Okay. Okay.
but I
So you
really
would
do believe it.
okay. So you think Diggs and
Diggs and Davis and Crowder and OJ Howard and Dawson Knox and
I
James
love
Cook
OJ
and Devin
Howard. We'll
Singletary.
talk about him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just think that their whole offense is leaps better.
Okay. Okay. I think they're closer maybe than you do, but I think the quarterback is so much better on your team for cereal, like for cereal, like it's just so good. So
Yeah, I mean he's probably QB2 or QB3 in the NFL. He could be QB1 on some people's board.
yeah, for sure, no doubt. I would just be like, if I could put Josh Allen on the Dolphins, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, they would legitimately have about the same shot as the Bills do right now.
Right, yeah. You could put him with Tyreek, like with that arm strength. Oh man. Okay.
That's fun.
Anyway, one can dream. Okay. So second question: do you think the Hill and Tua connection will work for the Dolphins?
It's tough to say because I don't trust Tua's arm. There's
Mhm.
been a couple of videos coming out in practice that show like a 50-yard pass that works. I just don't know if I trust that in a real game versus a simulation.
Yeah.
I know that you don't really trust him further than 15 yards downfield,
Mhm.
but if that's not what you're going for and that's not what your game plan is all about, then it doesn't really matter. So
Yeah.
if Tua can get rid of the ball quickly, and if they can move Tyreek Hill around a lot and get him short screen passes or slants or even a end around something,
Mhm.
I don't know how much chemistry is really going to make a difference.
That's fair. Yeah, that's the one thing that concerns me is like corners don't have to play so far off of Tyreek now because I do think that Tua kind of has a noodle arm, and if I'm wrong, fine. But I've watched a lot of Dolphins games in the last 2 years, and I haven't been impressed. But I think Tyreek Hill became good with Alex Smith, right? Alex Smith was still the quarterback of that team, right?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Continue.
so my point is like Alex Smith didn't have the biggest arm in the world either. So if Tyreek can put up numbers with Alex Smith, he could do it with Tua.
It feels like Tyreek Hill is kind of one dimensional. Like he's fast.
Yeah.
Like Devontae Adams is fast. He's quick. He's a really good route runner. Same thing with Stephon Diggs. But Tyreek Hill is just fast. Like to me, there's a difference in skill set. That doesn't mean he's any less good. I'm just curious to see how it'll play out in that offense. But it helps having somebody who's very similar in Jalen Waddle.
Yes, very true.
Because I know there were games last year where teams would just cover that side where Tyreek Hill was over the top and he would be taken out of the game plan. Like you'd drop your linebacker in zone coverage over there to cover the slant and you'd run your safety high and he'd be taken out of the game.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. So with someone like Waddle, that hopefully will relieve some of the pressure off of Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's predict over under. So Vegas, I don't know if it's Vegas technically, but I'm going to say Vegas for the sake of the podcast. Has it at the Dolphins at 9 wins? Do you have them over or under 9 wins?
I'm taking the over. I got them at 10-7 again this week.
Man, me and you, same page here. Yep, 10-7. I had over 1 game. They finished 9-8 last year. If they cannot gain a win after adding Armstead and Hill and a new coach and all the other weapons that they add, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at that point. Burn it down. Okay, you ready to move on to the Patriots?
We can just skip them.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of NuttieBuddie Sports. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you'd like to listen to the rest of the podcast, click on one of the links down below. And if you want to give us your thoughts on any team in any division, let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you guys soon.